Hi everyone, welcome to another materials of argumentative writing, and this is the last material in this semester about argumentative writing. So what I want to talk about today is a background introductions of the research. So the research will be focused on educational side because that's what we're studying. So let's start to the point. I suppose that you already know what background is. So in a research, in a thesis research, in a journal, or in any kind of research, there should be an introduction. In the introductions, there will be a background of it. Then that is what we're going to talk about today. Okay. What do you think is the purpose of background in an introduction of a research? It, as what the word say, it introduces the reader to the topic, to the problem, to the solutions that being discussed in that particular research. Introduce. Okay. Let the reader know what is it about. That is the purpose of introduction. Then, because we're talking about the research now, there is one thing that should be there in research. The gap between das Sollen and das Sein. Das Sollen means the expected or what is believed to be true, but the das Sein is the reality. So das Sollen and das Sein, when you can see the gap between what is expected, what is the ideal one, and what is the reality, if you can identify the gap, that is the chance for you to do a research, to build the bridge between the gap and the expectations. That where the research comes from. If there is no gap, the reality is as what expected, there is no research needed to be done. Okay, so you need to identify the problem or the gap between what is expected and the reality. So common research in social studies, or what we in educational field is considered as social study, there are several that most people will use it in educational study. First is classroom action research, ex post facto research, experiment research, research by design, or ethnography research. Now, I'm not going to talk more about types of research, but if you wish to know more about this type of research, you can comment in the comment sections, because I do believe that you have learned this with your lecturer in research method, typically talking about research method. But if you would like me to discuss about this, then give a comment. So I'm just going on to the introductions. So in introductions, where you have to explain the das Sollen and the das Sein, the picture of it on how you structure the information should be from general to specific. It is common, So start with the broad idea first, and then identify the problems, and the specific one is your solutions. It is the research that you are conducting. Okay. So this is step by step to create an introduction. So first of all, you need to identify, like what I said, what is expected or what is ideal. In this case, if we related to education study, we want every student to be able to speak English fluently. That, for example, that is expected here. So they learn English for so many years in school, and we expect them to be able to speak English fluently. Then you need to see now, the reality is that not many students are fluent when it comes to speaking. They might understand the instructions, or they might perform well if the task is in, let's say, in form of a reading task or writing task. But when it comes to speak, they struggle a lot. That is a reality. Yeah, that's the reality, you see. So, to build a bridge between the expectations and the reality, you need to come with a suggestion. You need to come with an idea. You need to come with solutions. Okay, so for that problem, you say there is a solution. It is a teaching method, for example, a teaching strategy that could be implemented to see whether or not this strategy is effective in improving the speaking skills of the students. Now, that strategy is the topic of your research. Yeah. Then, not stop until that point. You need to explain why your suggestions matter. So, why your suggestion worth trying? Why is it worth to be conducted in research? You need to mention that. Okay. That is when you need an expert opinion. So, why expert opinion is important? Yeah, because you need other point of view. You need to justify the ideas, your suggestions. You need to justify the problem by stating expert opinion, expert or other person's opinion. So probably that person have done the same research, similar research, but in different places. You can use that statement or opinion to support your research. And in using those experts' opinions without consider plagiarism, you need to pay attention on the paraphrasing and summarizing, quoting that we have talked about. Okay, this is where your skill of paraphrasing, summarizing, and quoting is really needed when you write academic writing like this one, research. This is only examples, so you can see on the slide. I'm not going to read it for you. You can pause if you still don't understand about it. So yes, you need to be able to paraphrase, and this is the exercise. If we have a face-to-face interactions, we can have discussions more about this, but you can try it yourself. Yeah, you can try it yourself to try to paraphrase these sentences from an expert and see what you come out with. Okay, so criteria of a good introduction. Then we come to a set of criteria that an introduction is considered good, or a background of introductions is considered good when the problem is identified clearly. So if you can answer to all these questions yes, then I believe that the background of introductions is quite good or clear enough. So is the problem of the research clearly elaborated in the background? Can you see the problem that the researcher wants to solve? Okay. The second one, has the writer proposed a solution to address the problem? So can you see what is being proposed by the researcher to overcome the problem mentioned in the background? Then, are the theories mentioned in the background relevant to the issue being addressed by the writer? So can you see the experts? Are those experts saying relevant with the topic? Then you can see the flows of idea. Has the writer organized the idea in such a way that it is easy to understand? Well, the purpose of writing a research is not only to please your supervisor, but you need to make publications about it. So you need to make sure that the flow of idea is easily followed by the reader, or the reader can easily get the point. Other than that, it would be meaningless. Yeah. And then you can go on to the mechanics and punctuations, or the grammar and tenses, are they used properly? So why I'm having this criteria of a good introductions, so that you can judge, you can write a critical review later on about the good introductions. Yeah, I have discussed the critical review in previous meeting, what critical review is, and in there I said that you have to have a set of criteria. So this is the criteria, examples of criteria that you can use later on in making the critical review. Okay, so that's all the materials that I'm going to share to you about introductions in a background. Yes, so an introduction is important to introduce the reader about the problems, about the solutions that is being offered, and this background is the most important part, in my opinion, in a research. The research background is important. Once you have a good background, then that research is worth doing. Okay, thank you for listening.